Hey guys, AstroKit here. Today we're talking about June and what's happening for your zodiac sign in the month of June based on the astrological events. On June 9th, we're having Jupiter shift into Cancer. That's going to be a separate video on my channel. On June 11th, there is the full moon in Sagittarius. June 17th, Mars goes into Virgo. And then on June 20th is when the sun shifts into Cancer. It'll be Cancer season. It's also summer solstice on that same day. So it's the longest day of the year and the first official day of summer. And then a few days later, on June 25th, there is the new moon in Cancer, which will be conjunct Jupiter since Jupiter will be in Cancer at that point. So as always, watch for your tropical ascendant sign. Stay tuned for the Jupiter and Cancer video coming up on my channel pretty soon. And you can watch it for your sun sign or moon sign, but by default, your tropical ascendant is going to be the most accurate. So for you Aries, the month of June is a time period where you're putting yourself out there throughout the weeks in June. You want to try new things, be adventurous, be spontaneous. And with the full moon in Sagittarius, it gives you this boost of bravery to try new things. So I see a lot of you guys going outside your comfort zone, especially for the remainder of Gemini season. And then once we get to Cancer season, you get more cozy and comfortable in your safe space. But before that happens, before summer solstice, you feel like you want to try something you haven't done before in order to get new results in your life you haven't experienced yet. So going back to that full moon in Sagittarius, this is a time where you might travel, you go outside of your home city, your home country. Just being outside of your comfort zone will inspire you towards new directions in life, new passions that excite you. I think for a lot of you guys, you're in a space of like shifting your creative energy from one space or one avenue to like a whole different sphere. So maybe you were interested in dance, but now you're really interested in painting and creative writing or poetry. So you take those opportunities maybe in life to go to like an open mic or express yourself to someone else when it comes to like what creative talents that you have. And the full moon in Sagittarius energy prompts you to be very social with this creative talent that you have, with these creative ideas. You want to put yourself out there, market yourself, put it on social media, and collaborate with like-minded people based on this passion that you have in life. So when the sun goes into Cancer on June 20th, it shifts into your 4th house. So Cancer season is a cozy time for you. We're focused on your family, people around you. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but Jupiter is going to be in Cancer around this point as well. So that conjunction of Sun and Jupiter in your 4th house, you just feel really adamant about conserving your energy. You want to be selfish with your energy. You don't want to put it out there too much. I think Gemini season in general was a time for you of putting all your energy out, collaborating, socializing, and now your social battery is like dead by Cancer season. You're ready to rejuvenate yourself, connect with people that you have close relationships with, and feel a sense of warmth, comfort, and security from your home life and your physical home environment. For some of you guys, Cancer season is a time where you're moving, you're rearranging your home, or doing something different in your home life. It is a huge transition where you are going from one environment literally to another environment. So Cancer season is going to be a time for you where you're setting up this new environment for yourself that makes you feel as emotionally, psychologically, and physically safe as possible. The new moon in Cancer is this new initiation into this cycle that you're beginning in June, the cycle that makes you feel rejuvenated, refreshed. You're focusing on things that fill your cup, metaphorically. So this cup feeling, so to speak, is going to involve your creative passions like I've been talking about, but also just self-care, self-love, bringing people around you that support this sense of replenishment and rejuvenation and support who you really are. I think a lot of you guys are being in alignment with your authentic spark in June and your authentic path, and that requires being brave enough to cut people off that aren't aligning with that authenticity and that path of authenticity you want to move forward down throughout Cancer season and throughout the rest of 2025. So for you Taurus, Cancer season is a time of social outreach. You're connecting with new people, you're socializing, you're broadening your horizons when it comes to who you're connected to in your social sphere. So this means you're laying a lot of groundwork on social media going to networking events, putting yourself out there more than usual. There are friendship reunions you likely take place in. You see friends from the past, and this emotionally fulfills you and makes you excited about your future, where you're headed once you reconnect with people from the past. For you, Taurus, the month of June is a time where you're focused on your finances and your social connections. You're interested in having more financial gains in your life, increasing your revenue streams. Your side hustle starts to pick up more traction, and you're putting a lot of energy into creating prosperity and financial support for yourself. It is a vital time for you where you feel more brave and taking risks when it comes to putting yourself out there, trying a new creative idea. Even if it fails, even if it doesn't work, you have this sense of resilience with your money and making more of it in the future. And there is this climactic moment with the full moon in Sagittarius where your financial destiny does change. There's someone that comes into your life, they offer you a lucrative contract, or they offer you a new business idea, or you think of a new creative idea that allows for the trajectory of how you gain money to change completely. And this full moon in your 8th house could likely bring you into financial collaboration with someone else, a business partnership, a business deal. And this is something that is unexpected or lucky, something you've been manifesting, financial increase, of course, but it comes by way of another person that does want to work with you professionally. And with Cancer season coming on June 20th, it's going to be a time for you of social outreach, connecting with people from the past, new people. I think a lot of you guys will reunite with old friends, reconcile with old friends, and feel this sense of emotional contentment when it comes to your social circle and who you're connected with socially. With Jupiter being conjunct the sun in your 3rd house later in the month, you're able to see lucky circumstances and serendipity when it comes to connecting with people, having more harmony in your social connections and your friendships, feeling supported by your friends, feeling like there's this new beginning in your friendships that you have already, which overall leads to this theme in your life being amplified of collaboration and social harmony. Cancer season is also a time for you where you're focused on your social media platforms, you're posting more, you're more interested in creating content. That could be something you're pursuing in the future, or a revenue stream potentially for you is posting on social media, gaining from it, having a YouTube channel, for example. And then around Cancer season is when it finally gets monetized. You get your TikTok monetized, you start making money online somehow. And this theme of financial gains we've been talking about throughout June for you can be directly linked to the internet, to social media, gaining through that as a medium, as one of your revenue streams. New moon in Cancer on the 25th solidifies this theme we've been talking about of social outreach, financial gains, and this is a contract coming your way by this new moon. Someone wants to work with you. I can see a lot of you guys having some sort of creative project with friends or with someone else, and it turns into like a business idea that can be lucrative for you in the future. You start posting online, and that leads to some sort of brand deal or sponsorship. So you see these new developments in your life coming in a new way. You're in this like celebratory mood, and that vibration attracts a lot of new experiences to you, attracts abundance and prosperity. So you're like this magnet with Sun-Jupiter conjunction in your 3rd house, but then having all that energy amplified on the new moon means that your manifestations are coming in quicker. You're like this magnet for new things, new experiences, and you have to keep your eye out because it's likely to come through someone else, come through socializing, through social media, those 3rd house avenues. And I can see a lot of you guys achieving some sort of certification you've been working on for a while, maybe in the beauty world or business world. You need some sort of credential to be able to work in a certain position. So by the end of the month, that's when you actually get that credential, and that puts you in a better position financially and professionally for the future. So for you, Gemini, June is a whole new cycle starting. For a lot of you guys, you're starting a new solar return. If it's your birthday coming up, happy birthday. For many of you, you're Gemini ascendant, so that means you're starting a new chart cycle on your birth chart wheel. So this means there's a lot of new beginnings coming to a head for you. And one of the new beginnings has a lot to do with your relationships. So the relationship that you're in right now has the likelihood to go to the next level. Your partner wants to be official with you. Maybe you get engaged, you get that offer of love coming your way, especially as we get to the full moon in Sagittarius on June 11th. This lights up your 7th house. So you're attracting new partnerships into your life if you're single. And your existing partnership intensifies as we get through June. And this is something for you that increases this level of intimacy in your life, how you connect with people, how you appeal to people. You have this heightened awareness with the Sag full moon of how you're perceived by the public, how you're perceived by the world and social settings. And do you want to alter that? Do you want to change that dynamic of your public perception, how you're seen, what people say about you? You realize you have the power to change those narratives, and you take that power back from people, you take that power back from rumors or people talking about you, and you set your own narrative. Energy shifts with Cancer season. The sun goes into your second house, so you're focused on self-development and self-nourishment, being really energized throughout Gemini season. And then once Cancer season gets along, you're in this space of laying the groundwork and foundation for new revenue streams in your life, new ways of making money. That's one of your realizations you had around your birthday or around the time the sun went through your first house is, hey, I could be making money a different way. I want to earn more income. I want to do this as a career. So you're going under that shift as you begin Cancer season. And this aligns a lot with Jupiter being in Cancer. That's going to be conjunct the sun in your second house. So you have all these financial opportunities potentially coming your way, and you're putting yourself out there, taking risks, and being this magnet for more prosperity and more revenue in your life financially. The new moon in Cancer solidifies this financial journey that you're on, and you get concrete offers of opportunities, concrete job offers, contractual agreements that bring you money, partnerships, and you experience more financial support by the end of the month in your life, through your career and professional endeavors. So for you, Cancer, June is a month where you're focused on your health journey, rejuvenating yourself, self-care. It's all about the glow up for you since it's going to be your birthday pretty soon. But before that, you have to go under recovery. You have to be a little bit hidden before you pop out for your birthday with a new look, maybe a new hairstyle, a new glow up of your physical appearance. And Gemini season for you brings to this theme of endings, things coming out of your life, things coming to an end. I can see for a lot of you guys, there's energetic endings with people, with relationships, and you are ready to let go of something before you start this whole new cycle with your solar return, or a whole new cycle if you're Cancer ascendant with your birth chart wheel. The full moon in Sagittarius brings you a whole new landscape when it comes to your health journey. There's a transformation to be had there. You finally cut something out of your diet that you don't want to consume anymore. You reach a major milestone with your weight journey, with your workout goals, and you're really focused on your health in the beginning of June and being the healthiest version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. And in order to be healthy, you focus a lot on cleansing. So you're energetically cleansing yourself, cleansing your home, cleansing your life, your relationships, and you're ready to start fresh once we get to summer solstice. So summer solstice, aka the start of Cancer season as well, is this official glow up for you where you have this debut of a new look, or you finally achieve something you've been wanting to do for a while. You cut something out of your life you've been wanting to let go of, and you feel refreshed, you feel rejuvenated, and you're ready to move forward with new goals. And Cancer season is a time where you see a major lifestyle change happen in your life. So a new life direction initiates for you through a new job for a lot of you guys, or a new environment. Jupiter will be in Cancer at this point. It's going to be conjunct the sun in your first house. So you're on this whole new path towards something new. I think a lot of you guys, there's this international theme involved, travel involved. So you might literally be traveling throughout Cancer season in this new environment. And once you're in this new environment, it changes your life. It changes your perspective, your mentality, and it changes you energetically, where you're a different person than you were before. So it's not just a physical glow up you're having, but you're having this metaphysical, spiritual, mental glow up as well that'll lead you to new directions in your life that are more authentically aligned with you. And on June 25th, with the new moon in Cancer, you make a major life decision towards a certain direction. You can have the decision to stay where you are, for example, or take a job elsewhere. Maybe your partner is doing something in their life where they can move to a different location and you have the opportunity to move with them or stay where you are. So you have to decide whether you want to go or stay or try this new thing or do this. But I think a lot of you guys are in this courageous space, this thrill-seeking space. You're feeling more adventurous with Jupiter in your sign, Jupiter in your first house. So you want to try something new, definitely. And the new moon in Cancer is that decision-making point, that milestone point where it is a catalyst to this new direction you're going in life that supports new goals goals, new professions, and new achievements being unlocked later down the line in 2025. For you, Leo, June is all about your social connections and your spiritual journey. Gemini season has been a time for you of gains, connecting with people socially, meeting new people, and this continues throughout June until the 20th, where you're able to meet new people that can change your life, be in new environments, network with different people, and this leads to different social connections that could lead to job opportunities for you, to working in different environments. And it is likely by the end of Gemini season you receive some major opportunity that you've been manifesting for yourself. Your manifestations come true, especially around the time of the full moon, and you see this huge breakthrough when it comes to what you're able to achieve, the gains that you have in your life, financial gains especially coming into your life by way of this Gemini season energy, but also the full moon in Sagittarius. And with this full moon in Sagittarius specifically, you finally feel aligned with something that is your true passion. You are on the hunt for that throughout Gemini season, seeking what aligns with you, what aligns with your spirit, your soul, not just superficially or what society kind of places on you, but you want to do something that makes you feel alive, that makes your heart thump, and that Sagittarius full moon will reveal to you what that is in your life, what your creative passions are, what your talents are. Around this time, you can expect to be more aware of like new talents that are emerging within you, new creative projects that you want to tap into, new creative abilities you can branch out and reach into. There's this feeling of limitlessness with Sagittarius, so you feel limitless when it comes to what you're able to do creatively, what you're able to manifest and achieve, and feeling unrestricted in that sense when it comes to your creative spark. And you can also expect new love to come into your life around this time. You can be more flirty, more social throughout June, especially in Gemini season more so, and that leads to you meeting someone new romantically, and they can be a potential partner for you. You're focused on having fun, doing things you enjoy, and when you're in that frequency, you attract a lot more things to you. You're more of a magnet. So I see for a lot of you Leos, you're a magnet in June, especially at the beginning, towards new experiences, new romantic love options, your manifestations coming true, and things kind of effortlessly flowing into your life in an authentic way. So June 20th, summer solstice, it's officially Cancer season, and this brings you to more isolation. During Cancer season, you're in that cocoon mode before Leo season, before it's your birthday. We all know this 12th house transit happens before our first house transit of our birthday. So during this time, you're letting go of things. There's a lot of endings happening for you in Cancer season, energetically, spiritually. There's this new spiritual beginning you're experiencing with Cancer season, since Jupiter will be in Cancer. It'll be conjunct the sun. So this conjunction leads to a lot of spiritual developments for you, which I don't want to ruin too much because we talk about it in the Jupiter and Cancer video about Jupiter going through your 12th house. But just know that you'll feel this once we get to mid-June, this feeling of being pulled in different directions spiritually, feeling spiritually rejuvenated, kind of focusing in on your inner world. I think a lot of you guys are drained from being very social in Gemini season or putting a lot of effort to the material world. Now you're ready to retreat into your spiritual world and replenish and rejuvenate yourself into Cancer season. So that new moon in Cancer on the 25th could be a solitary one for you, a bit lonely, focus on your own endeavors. Maybe you're doing spiritual activities, you're doing self-help activities, journaling, yoga, you might go on a retreat, you might go to the spa, do something to rejuvenate yourself, for yourself, by yourself, in a solitary way. Now for you Virgo, June is a time of a lot of developments in your professional and social life. Gemini season brings you new opportunities in your professional life, new connections in your social sphere. You've seen new opportunities come your way in your professional sphere, and you'll see that theme continue throughout June. And this means that a lot of you guys will get a new job. Maybe you're switching industries, maybe you need another job, you already have one, so maybe you're getting multiple jobs and you're putting a lot of effort into your professional life. What's worth pointing out is that you're really focused on your future, what you're going to achieve later down the line. You're not just thinking about June, or you're not even just thinking about 2025, but what's happening for you next year. What's your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan? You might feel a bit anxious about the future, about what's going to happen. You're laying down a lot of groundwork, you're manifesting, you're putting a lot of effort into sculpting out what your future should look like and visualizing that on a regular basis in order to manifest exactly what you want. This kind of goes hand in hand with the full moon in Sagittarius happening in your 4th house on the 11th. It's a time where you let go of the past. You have this realization of where you've been so far, what's happened in your life. You revisit your childhood home, you go to visit your mom, visit family, and usually like visiting family or visiting your homeland, it brings this sense of completion or complete awareness about who you are and where you're going in the future. So that could help ease that anxiety of focusing on the future too much for you, what you're doing throughout Gemini season. And you feel this sense of comfort by connecting with family members, connecting with your mom. I think a lot of you guys will have some major information revealed to you about your family members, a family secret, so to speak. You do research about your ancestors and find out something really cool or interesting that they did in the past, and this information does enrich you, it does change you, and does shape you for what's to come in your future. With Cancer season coming on June 20th, Cancer season is a time for you where you're focused on social outreach, who you know professionally, who you know socially. You're more in a social mood, which is great because it aligns with this theme of summer starting. So you want to go outside, you want to party, you want to go to social events. You don't want to just be cooped up in your office or doing professional things, but you're like, hey, let me take the risk and go do this. Let me go to this event. I didn't plan to do this, but it could be fun. And then you meet someone there that you're like destined to meet, or you meet an important person at a networking event. So these chances that you're taking socially do lead to more opportunities for you in terms of gains, social recognition, and professional success. And that's especially amplified since Jupiter will be in Cancer at this point, conjunct the Sun, and that's going to be in your 11th house. So not to ruin the Jupiter and Cancer video too much, or prediction for you guys too much, but basically this amplification of energy leads to gains for you financially, gains in your income unexpectedly, gaining the help of an important person, gaining the help of someone in your industry that can change the trajectory of your career. So a lot of you guys are on the lookout for those kind of opportunities, and in general, Cancer season is a time for gains for you, Virgo, professionally, socially, and a time where you do see a lot of boosts in your recognition when it comes to popularity. So with the new moon on the 25th, this is a solidified opportunity coming your way, a contract, someone wants to offer you a job offer, something you've been manifesting for a while comes to fruition around the time of the new moon, and it's something that excites you, it makes you feel emotionally fulfilled. You guys may have been making sacrifices, working hard, doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you know it'll be good for your future. By the time the new moon in Cancer comes around, it brings into your life wish fulfillment in terms of something that you really want, something you really desire, something you've been wanting to manifest for a while, does manifest in a serendipitous way with the new moon in Cancer on the 25th. Now for you, Libra, June is a time where you're focused on your future. You're putting your energy towards manifesting something new in your life, and you're especially putting energy towards your career. What career goals you have, what career success you want to have, and you're putting in a lot of effort to making that happen in June. Gemini season has been a time for you where you've been more adventurous, spontaneous, trying new things, connecting with new people. You can expect to be going outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you're invited to weddings, events, maybe you're invited to something where you have to travel a distance to get there. Through this dynamic of going outside of your comfort zone, you get new information and downloads about what you want your life to look like in the future. You could have this vision for yourself, and that's completely altered or changed by this event that you go to, where you're invited to, people that you meet, these new experiences through travel, and that changes your mentality, consciousness, and perspective about the world, your life, what you're able to achieve, and reorients you towards something new that you haven't done before in terms of your life goals. And I think with Gemini season, a lot of you guys just feel excited about the future, excited to do things that are authentic to you, that align with your purpose. You feel aligned with God, with your ancestors, with your guides, getting downloads, getting synchronicities, and through communicating with your guides and higher powers, you're able to feel more aligned with your spiritual journey and feel more aligned with your soul's journey here on earth and where you're headed in life based on that. Full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th is a time where you really feel this mentality shift happen, and this mentality shift, like we talked about, it's triggered through a new experience that you have, going outside your comfort zone, something you've been manifesting, and that thing that you've been manifesting has led you to a series of changes when it comes to how you think about the world, how you think about what exactly you can manifest. We know with Sagittarius there's this theme of limitlessness, so you feel limitless when it comes to where you're able to think, how it's able to manifest into your life and thinking things and it happens almost immediately, or you have your manifestations come in super quick. And that power of the full moon in Sagittarius leads you to more advancements when it comes to your spiritual journey, how you manifest things, and how you bring wish fulfillment into your life, into your material existence. So once Cancer season starts, you're in this space where you're girl bossing, you're working hard, you're achieving your goals. Cancer season is a time for you that offers opportunities for professional advancement. So it's likely a lot of you guys will experience some sort of professional boost, recognition, popularity boost that brings you to a higher point or higher position in your professional sphere. You're starting a new job, maybe you got promoted, maybe you started another job on top of the job you already have. So you're putting a lot of effort and hard work into your career. Luckily for you, Libra, Jupiter will be conjunct the Sun at this point in your 10th house. So it's a really lucky time period for you when it comes to being recognized socially, having professional success. You can have some more ease, so to speak, when it comes to manifesting your professional goals. And that's going to be a continued theme for you with Jupiter being in Cancer, since it's going to be going through your 10th house, which I don't want to spoil too much now because we talked about that prediction in the Jupiter and Cancer video. But in general, just know that this conjunction, especially once the new moon happens on the 25th, is this powerful energy for you to manifest new things in your professional life, be recognized for what you've been doing creatively. If you want to turn your creative hobby into your career, you want to do a new side hustle, you want to try something new, this energy really supports you going out on a limb, taking a risk when it comes to your professional life, and seeing gains after taking said risks. Now for you Scorpio, June is a month where you are transforming mentally, psychologically, spiritually. You can feel more sensitive throughout the month of June, especially psychically, where you get more downloads, you feel more intuitive, you have these like unexplainable psychic phenomenons happening for you, maybe prophetic dreams, and it's all connected to your spiritual journey. What your belief system is, what you believe spiritually, what you believe in when it comes to the occult. And Gemini season especially is a time for you of researching more into the occult, into spiritual topics, kind of being less involved in superficial things or the material world, but feeling very magnetized to the spiritual and the unknown. Through diving into the unknown, you uncover new things, new information that helps change your mentality and your belief system. So you'll see this huge shift once the full moon in Sagittarius happens. You have a shift in consciousness when it comes to your morals, your ethics, your code. This full moon reveals to you some sort of pivotal information that allows you to change your mentality, change your consciousness, kind of change how you interact with the world, how you think about things. It goes back to your mentality, your mind, what you think, what you can visualize. So a lot of you guys are in that space, especially with the full moon, of thinking things and then it happens, or focusing really hard on what you want to manifest mentally before it does happen in the material world, and you feel the sense of confidence and bravery towards what you want to manifest, and it's completely different from what you have done before in terms of manifestation. You have a new concept or self-belief about yourself, and that changes what you can manifest. You do experience this thought pattern shift of what you believe to be true about yourself, your self-beliefs. Are they limiting? Are they expansive? And you are breaking through that barrier in order to manifest a new life for yourself that aligns more with this theme of limitlessness. This is connected to your finances directly, so I think a lot of you guys will be manifesting some sort of major financial gain around the time of the full moon, and it actually happens in a pretty quick turnaround time. A lot of the stuff you've been researching about manifestation techniques and spiritual ideas and the occult is connected to your finances, so you're kind of using different techniques to manifest in the material world and striking that balance between your spiritual abilities and incorporating that into your financial gains and your material life. As Cancer season starts, you're focused on expanding your mentality. You're in this space of exploration, trying new things. You're opening your mind to new ideas, new information, gaining new knowledge. That's going to be a huge theme for you with Jupiter going through your 9th house, Jupiter in Cancer, which I don't want to spoil it too much right now in this video because we did a separate one about Jupiter in Cancer. But basically, you'll feel this huge initiation point of Sun being conjunct Jupiter in your 10th house, the new moon also being in Cancer, all in your 10th house. So you're in that space of starting a new cycle spiritually. You're maybe initiating into a new spiritual religion. You could be starting a new course that's like a spiritual course. Maybe you get a new guru and they're kind of leading you. And so through this new spiritual beginning, you're going through, it's like a rebirth. energetically, mentally. I think a lot of you guys let go of something major in Gemini season, had a huge break in your consciousness or your beliefs, self-limiting beliefs. And you're able to start fresh with Cancer season, mentally and spiritually. The new moon in Cancer is going to bring you a lot of clarity about your life destiny, where you're headed in life, your future. You feel very intuitive about it and feel like you want to be divinely led to something new. Maybe you take a bold step in your life, bold action like quitting your job, ending a relationship abruptly, and this leads to a whole new spiritual path that unfolds for you in the future. And it's also time for you where you go to foreign lands, you travel, you have a really profound experience abroad. Some of you guys could even travel to different countries for the sake of religious reasons or pilgrimages. Maybe you go to your home country and that's where you're initiated into some sort of religion there. So for you Sagittarius, June is all about partnership, collaborating with people and socializing. During Gemini season, that is what you are doing. You're spending time doing social outreach and you're more aware of how you're perceived. And through this awareness, you're able to change the perception about how people see you, change certain narratives, and control your reputation from a social standpoint. The full moon on the 11th amplifies this theme with it being in your sign, in your first house, and you have awareness about yourself, your behavior, how you look, and how that attracts a certain kind of people towards you, attracts certain circumstances. So it's likely you have a major physical transformation around the time of the full moon, changing your hair, changing your aesthetic. This changes how you feel about yourself, your self-confidence, and also how people perceive you. So through this self-change you're going through, it's going to subsequently change your circumstances and the reality around you. It could also mean that this is a time of culmination when it comes to partnership for you. There's a major contract that you're signing, maybe you're entering a major deal that you got recently, and the legal part of it is being done around this time. You are entering a new relationship, a new marriage, maybe you're getting engaged, and this milestone you experience in your partnerships, in your business life, is something you've been manifesting or waiting to happen for a while. With Cancer season starting on the 20th, you enter this space of transformation. Energetically, emotionally, it's going to be a time for you where you start seeing things you didn't see before. It's illuminated for you when it comes to your healing journey, when it comes to your mindset journey, your psychological framework, your beliefs. And a lot of you guys might realize you've had limiting beliefs or realize you want to change your mentality, change how you think, and thus changing your reality through changing your mindset first. There's some major event that happens that's a catalyst in Cancer season that triggers change and transformation in your family dynamics, perhaps the dynamic you have in your household with your spouse, and this is a financial one, so this changes the trajectory of how you relate to the people around you based on shared resources and financial income. The new moon in Cancer is a time of emotional renewal for you after going through mindset shifts, letting go of old patterns, limiting beliefs. You have this rebirth when it comes to your mentality, how you think, and a lot of it is spiritual, which we will talk about in the Jupiter in Cancer video. Jupiter is going into your 8th house at this point. It's going to be conjunct the sun. So you're undergoing this alchemical transformation within yourself, this spiritual transformation that will be complete around the time of the new moon. For your Capricorn, June is a month where you're focused on your health, wellness, and productivity when it comes to your work life. Gemini season has likely offered you new opportunities professionally, and that will continue to be a theme throughout June, where you try new things professionally, you get new opportunities, new contracts, new clients, and this boosts your income overall. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time where you're releasing old patterns, releasing old wounds. There's energetic you're letting go of, and it is a profound energy you're feeling to let go of the past. So anything you feel that's been limiting you, holding you back energetically, relationships, dynamics, boundaries that need to be set, you're thinking about all that around the time of the full moon, and you're ready to set those necessary boundaries that allow for you to be the healthiest version of yourself. A lot of you guys, what you're letting go of has to do with your beliefs. So had a belief system, you realize it's limiting to you, so you let that go, and that brings in a whole new rush of energy towards manifesting new things. As we know, energy, it comes, it goes, so you are letting go of something energetically, and something new is replacing it by the time we get to Cancer season. And what you're letting go of is connected to your health and wellness. For many of you, this is literal, so you're letting go of a certain food, eating habit. You are then gaining a new routine when it comes to eating, a new diet plan, a new workout routine. You're putting a lot of energy into being the healthiest version of yourself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then June 20th, Cancer season starts, and this is a time for you where you're focused on partnerships, relationships, how you connect with your spouse. You have Jupiter in your 7th house by that point, and the Sun will be joining there, so that conjunction is going to bring you a lot of harmony when it comes to your marital life. And I won't ruin it too much right now because we're going to talk about that in the Jupiter and Cancer video, but it's going to bless you with this sense of balance, prosperity, and expansion when it comes to how you connect with your partner and the intimacy level that you have with them. And with that new moon in Cancer, also conjunct Jupiter and the Sun on the 25th, it's going to be a profound time for you where you see a major milestone manifest in your relationship life with your partner, with your spouse. It's likely that you guys will become official with someone. Maybe you get into a new relationship, and that's the of that new cycle. You get engaged, married, maybe you go to a wedding and you meet someone special there. So there's these avenues for partnership for you manifesting with Cancer season, and it's being Jupiter. Also in the realm of partnership, there's business partnerships as well. So it's likely you receive some contract offer to you professionally, maybe a job offer, something you've been manifesting in terms of, you know, your professional career, and you finally get that concrete offer around the new moon, and you're able to see a new beginning in your life manifest because of this new career opportunity that comes your way, likely through a contract or business proposition. For you Aquarius, Gemini season has been a time for you where you're focused on your creative projects, enjoying life, doing pleasurable things, and that theme will continue for you throughout June. Especially the first half, you're putting your energy into what your passions are, you're discovering what you feel passionate about. A lot of you guys will discover creative talents that you didn't know you had, and putting those talents to use when it comes to your professional life, your side hustles, side gigs. And you're more in anticipation of socializing, so you want to do social things. Maybe you have a that involves you socializing, like being a bartender, being a DJ, doing entertainment at parties. So you find yourself in these new environments that bring you more social connections and make you want to collaborate with people creatively and be in this space where not only are you doing your projects on your own, but also finding people who have similar interests as you, joining groups, having creative projects that are music related or art related, and that leading to some sort of professional opportunity for you. With the full moon in Sagittarius, you see a major goal manifest into your life you've been waiting for. So there's a manifestation you've been wanting to have. For a lot of you guys, it is connected to your creative projects, what you do in terms of your passion. You want your passion to be recognized by a certain person. You want your passion to be your career, and you gain some sort of lucrative opportunity to display that to the world, to monetize it, or have an important reach out to you and wanting to work with you and bring you more opportunity in the industry that you find yourselves in. It's also a time of excitement for you around this Sag new moon, so you could be going to or events. There's this celebratory, so someone in your life graduated, so they're having their grad party. Maybe there's a baby shower, so you're going to that. It could be your birthday, your friend's birthday. So honestly, you just have a lot of enjoyment there with socializing or trying new things, going outside your comfort zone when it comes to going to new places. You're going outside your comfort zone when it comes to places you usually socialize. So you take a risk and go to a certain networking event, or you go to a party and you do meet people there that are aligned with your journey, and you feel like it's kind of destiny that you met them in this place at this time with this full moon energy. So with Cancer season, it is sending a lot of energy into your 6th house. So this means that you're going to be more focused on your health, your wellness. I think a lot of you guys are in this like party energy, socializing energy in Gemini season, but Cancer season is a little bit more of like a cleanup time for you. You want to clean up your diets, remove certain foods. You want to be more productive, get a good schedule going when it comes to working out. It's likely you start incorporating more mental health activities like journaling. Maybe you like to express certain emotions through your art, your creative art. So you're channeling that emotional Cancer energy into something more productive for yourself and in order to be the healthiest version of yourself. And Cancer season is also a time where you're more focused on work, so that could be a little bit burdensome, bring you more stress, where there's more hours that you're working. Maybe you gain a position and you're new, so you have to put in more energy to learn the job or go to training and things like that. So you find that your time is really consumed at the end of the month towards work, towards your professional life, and less fun and easygoing as it was in Gemini season. Then with the new moon in Cancer on the 25th, there is some sort of new beginning at your work. There's a new that comes your way professionally, and especially since Jupiter will be conjunct the new moon here with the sun. I don't want to spoil the Jupiter and Cancer predictions too much right now, but just in general, as you guys can imagine, Jupiter is bringing you blessings when it comes to your professional life. So you can expect that around the time of the new moon in Cancer, the energy will be powerful in your 6th house. So it brings you into a new position professionally, maybe a higher position in the industry you're already in. We're talking about that theme of creative projects. So maybe one of your creative projects gets noticed and then you get paid or compensated for whatever your art is, but you can expect professional progress to be prominent for you at least by the end of June. Hello Pisces, June is a month for you where you're focused on home, family, your past, your immediate environment, and also on your creative passions. Throughout Gemini season, you've received new opportunities when it comes to your home life. Maybe you had a big move recently. You guys are also rearranging your space, cleaning up, decluttering your house, deep cleaning your house, energetically cleansing your house, and being more in this space of comfort and coziness. You're not putting yourself out there, but kind of nourishing yourself within, being less extensive with your energy, being more intrinsic and noticing your emotions, your thoughts, focusing on people around you, your immediate environment. But that's going to change once we get to Cancer season. But before we get there, there is the full moon in Sagittarius, and this full moon is illuminating for you your future, where you're headed, where you're going. I think a lot of you guys have been focused on the past throughout Gemini season, and that'll continue throughout June for the most part. But being focused on the past makes you realize where you're going, where you're headed. You could feel a little bit nostalgic and thinking about old times, thinking about different decisions that you made, but then the full moon in Sagittarius kind of wakes you up towards, hey, what's going on moving forward? What's going on when you let go of the past, when you ditch whatever narrative or storyline you're holding on to? What if you just let it go and be free and be limitless? And that's what the full moon is asking out of you. And so by the end of Gemini season, you have to let go of something major energetically. It could be related to family, like a connection you have with a family member, relationship, going no contact, or completely moving the environment that you're in to a new environment that aligns more with your future. So you have to make some big decisions there when it comes to your living environment, your home life, and how you connect with your family members. But you really feel this energetic shift when Cancer season comes on the 20th, where you're not so much inside, but now you're going outside since the sun's going to your house, and Jupiter will be there as well. So that conjunction is outside of your comfort zone. You're gonna start being attracted to more thrill-seeking experiences. You want to take more risks, and this especially applies to your social life and your dating life. So maybe you've been inside during Gemini season, tucked away, focusing on yourself, sleeping a lot or whatever, but then with Cancer season you want to link up with friends, go to parties, maybe go to clubs. And even if you're somebody that's not usually doing stuff like that, the conjunction of Sun and Jupiter is going to inspire you to want to party, want to do exciting things, you want to date more, you want to put yourself out there in the dating world. I think a lot of you guys will find that that's a theme for you, which I don't want to spoil it too much. Let me stop myself for the Jupiter and Cancer predictions, but just preview of it, you guys can kind of get the vibe that this conjunction in your 5th house makes you want to date more. It inspires you to want to connect with new people romantically. Maybe if you're usually not someone that wants to give someone a chance, you're like suddenly you're like, okay, let me give him a chance, or let me go on a date. You're more open-minded to dating, romance, and love connections. You just want to have fun with Cancer season. You want to do exciting things. You want to put your energy into your creative passions. So whatever that is for you, maybe you enjoy writing, you enjoy making content online, you enjoy singing or dancing, you're putting more energy into that, and you'll see that it brings you a lot more emotional fulfillment. I think for a lot of you guys, that energy you put into your creative will help you forget the past or forget what you're longing or nostalgic circumstances. Sometimes we can animate like the past with our current emotions, but the past is the past, right? So you realize that with the full moon in Sagittarius, and then with all this energy in your 5th house, you're like, okay, let me just try something new, and this kind of helps you to forget about the past and be inspired towards the future. Speaking of inspiration, with that new moon in Cancer on the 25th, you especially feel inspired to create something new, to post something online. It's likely that you get more admiration around this time, so you get like a love offer, a romantic offer, but also admiration socially speaking. This can be on the internet, on your social media platforms, people taking notice of you more, you gaining popularity, being in the space where you're connecting with a new set of people in a new environment, energetically and socially. Also, what this new moon is bringing you is awareness about what your creative talents are, your passions, your hobbies, what you're really good at on a unique and individualistic level. And this will bring you a renewal when it comes to your emotions and sense of emotional content, because you're aware of what really inspires you, what your true passions are, and you feel more confident towards doing that in the future and having that be a bigger part of your life moving forward after June.